2022 Bowman is almost here. Drops next Wednesday, the 4th. As of right now, hopefully it doesn't get postponed, but I think we're pretty good because the checklist was revealed. And we've got 89 guys, 89 prospects on the list. We have Wander Franco rookie autos and obviously parallels and superfractors of Wander to chase. And, man, it is going to be a fun day next week with Bowman. I am so excited for it. Cody spent hours today digesting the checklist, and I'm interested to hear his point of view on 2022 Bowman.
Yes, so spent a lot of time getting familiar with the checklist. We and was talking about it earlier this week. Wax Backs and Warning Tracks, the latest episode with Suze. We previewed Bowman Baseball. Good time on that one. But it was really tough to really even have an opinion on like what was going to happen with Bowman Baseball, how we were feeling about Bowman Baseball, because we knew Kahlil Watson was there. We knew some of the first edition guys, but then it was like, well, we don't have a checklist. Now we do. And mostly the guys you're expecting after that first edition. I think the guys that everybody's going to be chasing, pretty much the guys you guys are already probably privy to. Kahlil Watson, Miami Marlins, star shortstop, was expected to be the number one pick by a lot of writers and a lot of analysis last year in the draft. Did not. He dropped to the Marlins. So he is a star shortstop. He's the 25th overall prospect in baseball already. He's going to be the big chase in this product.
Good shortstop name.
Yeah, great shortstop name. Kahlil Watson.
Like
good
Kahlil
name, yeah.
Green.
Khalil Green. Of
He was
course.
With the long hair.
Good ball player.
He had some years with the Padres. Absolutely.
And I think he ended up Cardinals, I think, later in his career.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that was a great episode that you and Suze did. You guys should definitely check that out. But I think what I liked about what she said is that, gone are the days, like Bowman, like back in the day, it was like, we got Bryce Harper, we got, Steven Strasburg, and, what's the next big name? And I agreed with her in the fact it doesn't matter the name anymore. It really 100% does not matter. It doesn't need a big name to drive the product because it's prospecting at its best. It's finding a guy, and the hobby tends to find a guy. I know early on we've got Kahlil Watson. We've got is it Ellie De La Cruz?
Ellie De La Cruz
on the Reds.
Of the Cincinnati Reds, who was just shot through the system. Tons of power potential for him. George Valera of the Cleveland Guardians, already ranked one of the top 50 prospects in all of baseball. He'll probably be a big one. And I think, honestly, to me, the guy who Watson, I think, initially is going to be the guy everybody chases, but Trey Sweeney of the New York Yankees, I think, is eventually going to. I think that the market is going to show that his stuff, I think, is going to sell better. His singles, when those come out, some of the big autos and stuff, because, well, he's a Yankee, and we saw what happened with Jason Dominguez. He also plays shortstop. I don't know if he ends up at shortstop because you got Volpe there, but he was the 20th overall pick in the 2021 draft. I think that Trey Sweeney probably is the guy going forward, maybe after the first couple months.
Any relation to the other Sweeneys?
Brian Sweeney?
Mark Sweeney?
Mike Sweeney?
Don't know. There are lots of baseball Sweeneys.
There's a lot of baseball Sweeneys.
No, I mean, and there's so many baseball, children of baseball stars.
That's why I'm like, I'm just assuming now everybody.
Well, they would be on. You got to look at who the Blue Jays draft, right? So you got to see who they have drafted.
Right, that's right. Well, you know what? It's funny you say that though, because I think the other guy who's going to be a big chase is, especially with Giants fans, is Darren Baker, who has his first Bowman in this set, and I think I just made our entire audience feel about a million years old by saying Darren Baker has a baseball card.
Isn't he still running around? Is running into running try to get the bats?
Where's JT? Where's JT Snow?
Yeah, we need
saving the day.
We need a Darren Baker JT dual auto in this set. It's really what we needed.
We do.
Unfortunately, not getting it.
But I guess what I was, and those names, and there might be a guy like right as this releases that hits a grand slam or something in a minor league game, and then all of a sudden people start gravitating to him. I mean, you look back at prior years, you had 2016. This is 2016 Bowman Chrome, not flagship, but, people were chasing Vlad, but nobody was chasing Soto. Tatis was a name that we knew, but it wasn't anybody that we were chasing. It was all about Vlad that year. Everybody was chasing Vlad. And so the hobby kind of tends to gravitate towards people as they perform, and then you may see a trade, and then maybe the guy gets traded to another team, and then now there's a new fan base going after him. And I think that's the beauty, unlike any other sport, is that you have years possibly before these guys come up and play. Trout, 2009 draft, wasn't a rookie till 2011. There's 2 years of speculation with Trout. In some other cases, you have 4 years before the guy gets called up because he gets drafted out of high school. So it's fun to watch these guys progress and get to where they are and maybe be the next Vlad Guerrero or the next, some of these big names or like Strasburg or what we've had in the past. So that's the fun of Bowman, and it's not like pulling like a football like not Ian Book's a bad example, but like pulling a running back that's just had a bad season, and he's probably not going to have a good second season because he's already played. It's just like the what could be. It's the ultimate hype when it comes to Bowman, and that's what got me back in this hobby and what still drives me today.
I like talking about, my guy, Ryan Mountcastle, his first card was in 15.
Yep.
And he made his debut in 2020.
Yeah, 5 years.
So 5 years. I mean, granted, he was drafted out of high school, so it took a little time for him to move up the ranks, but he's a good player on not an amazing team, but he's definitely one of the guys they're trying to build around.
Right, and that's the beauty in it is that's 5 years. I mean, that's almost unheard of. And the flip side, you have a Bubba Starling.
Well, flip side, you also talk like football.
Yeah,
5 years into your football career, we all know what that player's capable of doing. I mean, think about that. Like, can you name any football player that like started gaining hype in the hobby 5 years after being drafted?
No, doesn't happen.
I'm Case Keenum at one point, like maybe a little bit. Like he started playing.
Not hobby, but Kurt Warner. It's about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is
Ichiro,
one guy
if you want to say
Ichiro
Ichiro playing in another league, I mean, if you want to consider.
Yeah, but Ichiro when he came over like in 2001, like his cards were hot.
They were flying.
Baseball is the only sport where you can prospect. And in 5 years, that player can just absolutely blow up.
I mean, good example, and we told the story before on the show, but I know we do have a lot of new listeners. Me and Dan usually open up a box or two for ourselves each year of Bowman. And in 17 Bowman, we opened up a box, and there's this guy by the name of Ronald Acuna. We hit a blue number to 150, and, at the time, you're like, okay, he wasn't anything. It wasn't anything. So it went in a box, and then you start hearing about him. And then he starts being an all-star, and you're like, I think that's the guy we hit. I think it sounds familiar. I'm going to go through the box. And we couldn't find it. And then a year went by, and now he's, a MVP candidate. And then we found it, got it graded, got a 9.5. It was like a $6,000 card at the time. I don't want to look and see how much it's worth now because I think it's went up. But that's like the fun is like seeing a guy that you think you might have pulled. And maybe even if you didn't, you're going through all your cards because a lot of these Bowman guys you just put away because you don't know who they are. And you go through and you say, I think I hit that guy. I think I have that one. Let me see. And then you're like, it's like almost opening the box again. She's like, yeah, I did. I hit it. I did hit it. I thought I did it. I was right. And that's great. I mean, some guys look at your cards every day and you know exactly what cards you have, but I'm not one of those people unless it's somebody who's a star right away. It's going in a box and then I'm going to try to find it later.
Yep.
So if you're looking at this from a group break perspective, if you're trying to decide, because it's like, hey, I'm not really going to buy my team, but I want to buy the best team. I know the Reds are going to be expensive, but they have 7 prospect autos in the set. So but they by far have the most. And the Cubs have 6. So if you can get those teams at a pretty good deal or bidding on those teams on eBay or wherever you do auctions at, I think the next highest is going to be 4. There's several teams with 4. You got the Orioles with 4, the Red Sox with 4, White Sox with 4. And to note, I mean, the Tampa Bay Rays, 3 prospect autos and 3 rookie autos.
I think that's what, to me, also sets this Bowman set apart is the fact that I think you are going to have such a huge rookie chase on top of it. I mean, anything with Wander and a rookie auto in here is going to do well. On top of that, Vidal Brujan's in here. And I also think like a team like the Pirates, who have been really good the last few Bowmans, so at some point, Pittsburgh's going to be good, right?
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of guys that people have been chasing. I think they have some underrated guys in there, and they have O'Neal Cruz rookie autos. First, a big product to have rookie autos of O'Neal Cruz in a Pirates uniform. Yep. Or I think there might be. Does Inception have rookie autos of O'Neal Cruz? I don't think they do.
I don't think so.
Okay, so this will
But
be
still,
one
this
of
is
the
going to
big
be the
ones,
one you
James.
would want over the Inception,
Yeah,
unless
absolutely.
it's like a one of
I
one.
wonder if that one Nationals rookie auto is that Keibert Ruiz.
Maybe I'd have to double check
That's not a
the
big deal.
checklist.
But
yeah.
I also look when you're looking at prospecting. Also look at the big market teams. Those teams, like if you can get the Red Sox at a good deal, 4 prospect autos, 2 rookie auto. Well, yeah, 2 rookie autos. I mean, they're not going to be cheap, but they could be, even at a higher price point, they could be a good value.
Yeah, and it's still Marcelo Mayer autos in there as well. Plus, there's a guy on there. I was looking at some guys maybe that are some deeper cuts. Nico Cavadas of the Red Sox is a guy that I was looking at, 22 home runs in his final season in college, and through his first 27 games in the minors, he's got a 994 OPS. So might be a guy to watch. Really good numbers, power numbers in college. And kind of to that point, Dan, as much as it pains me to say this, I think a sleeper team in this product, despite the fact that they only have 2 prospect autos, is the LA Dodgers, because I like those 2 guys a lot. It's Edis Leonard, who has 22 home runs in 425 at-bats in the minors so far, and Yorbit Nivas, who is split time between single A and A-plus ball, or high A, 312 batting average and a 396 on-base percentage. So those 2 guys, and the Dodgers just churn out guys. They're kind of like one of those, to me, they remind me of like the Cardinals in the 2000s, the Braves in the 90s, where they would have guys who are not on anybody's prospect rankings, and then suddenly they shoot up to the minors.
But
and
I
they become
feel like
all-star caliber.
half of them make it and half of them are traded.
It's true. And that's true.
And that's kind of the issue with being that
LA,
team,
yeah.
because they're going to be competitive, right?
Yeah.
So if they need to add a top tier reliever or a starting pitcher,
They may ship those guys
they're
off.
gonna they have the luxury of having a farm system that they can pull from.
Well, who did they get in return for Keibert Ruiz?
That was the Trey Turner deal. It was
that's right.
Josiah
Yeah.
Gray, and it was Josiah Gray, Keibert Ruiz for Max Scherzer, Trey Turner.
Oh my God!
Yeah, just a massive mega
but
deal.
they I mean,
Nationals saved a bunch of money.
Scherzer was going to be rented.
Yes.
And
And
they
Turner's still-
knew that. And Turner,
Just one more year on his
he
contract.
has one more
right
year
now.
on his contract, and I think the Dodgers are going to try to extend him, but
Yes.
and he's going to get paid. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
So that the Nationals looked at it and they're like, well, we're not going to be able to keep either one of these guys.
Yeah, Ruiz is going to be. He's looked really good so far as a catcher, and Josiah Gray potential future ace. So they did
Can
all
we,
right.
and I know the Wander Franco is going to be a in-demand card. Is there any way we can argue that one is going to be more in demand than the Topps Chrome auto?
No.
There's no way.
No way.
No.
It's got to be the Topps Chrome.
He's already got a Bowman auto.
See, and I'm not going to rip on Topps Chrome, but Topps Chrome is like so hard to hit the guys. It's like you don't get the main autos. Bowman, I feel like you do.
It depends on how big, and I get what you're saying, because generally the Topps Chrome checklist, the autograph checklist, is pretty big.
Yes.
That's why you don't see a lot of the main guys come out on a regular basis. I think you still got to rank that Topps Chrome rookie. It's a flagship. I mean, it's
yeah. I can't even argue for it. I want to. I tend to like the Bowman
but you may,
better.
but what you're seeing, as you guys said, like there's 90 auto subjects.
89 prospects.
Wild,
89 prospects.
Or 88, I'm sorry. And that doesn't include the rookies. There's
So-
also, we didn't account for like the top 100 prospect autos and stuff like that. We didn't account for that. Like
So yeah, there's
Torkelson's.
probably a little bit over 100, but I think it's not crazy to see like 150 autograph subjects in Topps Chrome.
Well, and one thing that they haven't been transparent about, and it goes with Bowman too, is that not all base autos are signed equally. One guy might sign 5,000 and one guy might sign 200. So the ratio, that's why you don't see them as much. Now, golds, obviously, everybody signs the same amount of golds because they're numbered to 50. So
Yeah, you're talking about the base autos.
yeah, the base auto's not, and Topps will never say this. I don't know with the Fanatics taking over if they will, but there's not the same equal amount of base cards for every player. It just depends on it's all working out on deals. Wander Franco is probably more expensive to have signed than Ellie De La Cruz or some of these prospect guys, right? So they're just not going to have them sign as many, which also creates scarcity in the market, which is a good thing as well. But it makes it really hard to pull.
Yeah, I always go back to that Bowman Chrome with Joe Adell.
Yes.
Joe Adele must have been a little pricey to
Well, no, I mean there is some conspiracies. I don't know if they were confirmed by Topps, but there was some rumors that the cards like got damaged in shipping, like 70% of them. So he signed them, sent them back, and then they were unusable, and they didn't have him re-sign them. So that was the rumor with Joe Adele. So Joe Adele's playing well. You might want to try to pick up a card or two, but I do want to mention that we have about 6 or 7 breaks as it stands already right now. PYT on Mojobreak.com.
they're going quick.
They're
going
flying.
quick.
They are flying. So we'll be posting some randoms soon. And the good thing about randoms is that every team has an auto prospect. So there'll be all 30 spots that'll make sure the price is as low as possible. Because in prior years, sometimes there's only 24 teams that have autos, so you can't.
And that's one thing that I think we should talk about a little bit. I mean, how many Bowman Chrome, Bowman Draft, Bowman Flagship that there's certain teams that are not represented.
There's been years. I remember the Giants didn't even have a card.
Yeah,
or the Astros.
I think Bowman Inception, or I think that was one that for a while was like there's teams there'd be 5-6 teams that didn't have a card. So I got to give props to Topps here, and I love the fact that every team has a prospect auto, and every team and not every team has a rookie auto, but there's a fair amount of rookie autos. And I remember previous years of Bowman, rookie autos would be tough to pull.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them.
Yeah. It might be even harder this year with Wander, but that's gonna create madness. Yeah. That's gonna be insane once that super's pulled. But make sure you check out Mojobreak.com for your Bowman breaks. We may go live a little earlier on Wednesday, maybe. A little dual cam action. We'll see. We're going to be doing Bowman all day. I don't know if National Treasures football is supposed to come out as well.
It's going to be a heck of a May.
It's going to be a crazy May. We're excited for it. We're out for the challenge. We'll be streaming on YouTube as well as whatnot. So check out the breaks and get your team now before prices go up, because this stuff's going to go up with this this class of hitters. There's a lot of hitters. As Cody was digesting there.
I think that's, to me, the most encouraging sign. As I was going through it, looking up the names of some guys that I didn't recognize, a lot of bats in here. I have a deep sleeper. I'm not even going to say it because I want to hold on to that one. I want to hold on to that one for my own selfish collecting purposes.
AL or NL?
NL.
All right, maybe it's a guy on the Giants, but we will see.
Did I make it that obvious?
We shall see.